What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy with Plus Unit Picks. We are back for another NBA Sunday. That's right, playoff Sunday. Right now, before anything, drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button before we get off into it. Okay, let's go. Let's make it happen. You know what to do. Real quick on the recap. Let me break it all down for you. Okay, on the VIP prop side, we went 2-1. Okay. So I'm going to keep it completely honest. We had the loss on the Marcus Smart prop. He overperformed for game one of the Lakers-Rockets game. Kind of a letdown. I thought the Rockets were going to win it. But hey, it is what it is, man. That was not expected. But on the free play prop side, we went 2-0. So we had 2 wins. We still have the Jaylen Brown play. That's today. You know, the Celtics are facing off. So actually one of the plays of the slip is going to finish off today, so that's about to tip off shortly. Okay, so yeah, that one's if that one cashes, we're going to go 3-0. So that's another 3-0 sweep. Hopefully we get it. Stay tuned for that on my winnable page. You know, the moment that wraps up, I'll post it. Also on my Twitter. Now here's the part I really want you guys to know. On the VIP straight bet side, if you were taking these bets straight, combining our NBA and MLB games across spreads, totals, money lines, and props, you would have cashed yesterday at 4.47 units. That's profit, right? In one day. That's amazing. Okay, that's real money, guys. That's why the VIP group exists. I find the value wherever it is, you know, across different sports platforms, right? It doesn't matter. So I post it the moment I see it. If you're not in VIP yet, man, I'm gonna post the link here in the comment section and also in the description. It's already there. There's different ways I'm going to talk about that you guys can get access to VIP if you don't want to pay out of pocket. I mean, there's different bonuses, so we'll talk about that. But today, we have a loaded NBA Sunday slate, guys, for the playoffs. 3 free plays ready to go. Don't forget to check out the winnable, and we're going to get off into it. So before we do, as I always talk about, there's different ways you can get access to my VIP. Why not do it the smart way? Tell the plays on different platforms where there's bonus signups for new users. So if you're not on Better yet, check them out. They're a great platform, you know, as far as a lot of value for prop picks. Use my code +1, scan the QR code on the screen or download it from the App Store. If you send me a screenshot that you signed up with my code PLUS1, I'll get you free access to my VIP for 30 days in my winnable. Okay, where you'll get access to all of those picks that I just talked about. Also, if you're already on Better, check out Novig. They have a great offer right now where if you spend $5, you get a $50 sign up. If I didn't say, Better also has a $200 bonus sign up. So if you use my code with Novig, that's +unit, PLUSUNIT, and send me the screenshot, I'll get you another 30 days access to my VIP and winnable. So that's a total of 60 days free. So don't do it the wrong way, man. Do it the right way and the easy way. So those are 2 offers to, you know, definitely tap into. So with all that being said, we're going to get into the first play of NBA Sunday, playoff Sunday. I'm going to go with Alex Caruso. We're going to fade him on points, rebounds, and assists. Here's the reason why. So Alex, you know, he's more of a reserve bench player for the defending champion OKC Thunder. They're going against the Phoenix Suns. So his usage, I don't think warrants him clearing this number, okay? Consistently on the season, he's averaging only 6 points and 2.8 rebounds and 2 assists. That's only 11 combined. Across 18.2 minutes per game, that is slightly over the number, however, but that number is at 10.5. But when you look at his game-to-game reality, he consistently finishes at 7 to 10 PRA in the limited minutes that he gets off the bench. So in a playoff game one environment, OKC is going to lean heavily on SGA and Jalen Williams as the primary options. So Caruso's role kind of stays supplementary. Playoff basketball also tightens rotations, which can squeeze out his minutes further. So definitely fade him. We'll jump into the numbers really quick. Very compelling stat lines. Over the past 5 games, if you would have faded him, I know this is not the playoffs. I know what you're thinking, but you would have cashed 100% of your tickets if you faded them on PRA under 10.5. Over the past 8 games, it's at 80%, and over the past 20 games, it's right at 50%. But check this out, the head-to-head matchup this year where they faced the Phoenix Suns, it looks like it was 4 times. Only one time he went over, so you would have cashed 75% of your tickets if you faded him on points, rebounds, and assists. And then as far as how the Suns compare against opposing shooting guards, they're like top 5 in the league in points allowed, top 4 in the league in rebounds allowed, and number 1 in the league in assists allowed. So they got a pretty gritty defensive ball club. So I don't see him going over 10.5. I'm not feeling that. So I think that's a lot of that's overvalued for me. The line is too high. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to go with Dillon Brooks. Same game, right? The opposing team, the Phoenix Suns. Dillon Brooks, we know who he is. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Dennis Rodman. I don't know. It's just something about how crazy he is, right? The guy's fearless. We're going to take him on the 3-pointers made, over 1.5. Okay? Dillon Brooks, he's one of the best 3-point shooters on the Suns ball club. I mean, that's saying a lot. They've got Devin Booker and Jalen Green, who's more of a streaky guy, but yeah, that's here nor there. And 1.5 is it's a very achievable number. Last season, he averaged 2.5 3-pointers made per game. This season, since returning from his hand surgery, he's been averaging only 1.7 threes per game in 28 minutes. He returned fully healthy, for the playoffs, and had 4 3-pointers made in the play-in win over Portland. In a Game 1 playoff atmosphere, with maximum minutes, Brooks is going to be aggressive from the perimeter all night. So I don't see him, I don't see him not being able to achieve this number at all. So that's going to be number 2 on the card. And then we're going to roll over to number 3. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's look at the numbers. Can't forget that, right? Okay. Let's see. Over the past, once it loads. Okay, over the past 5 games, Brooks on the threes, he would have cashed 60% of your tickets if you would have taken the over at over 1.5. So he had a couple of performances against the Rockets, who was a tough, defensive ball club, his previous team, and then against the Lakers, who's, they're pretty much a defensive ball club also. That's where he went over. That's where he went under. But the other games, if we, kind of go and look at the head-to-head matchup, the last matchup he only had 1 3-pointer against OKC, but pretty much his last 6 matchups, he went over that number pretty consistently. So I have every reason to lock this in. OKC is, it looks like they're bottom 6 in the league against opposing small forwards as far as 3-pointers made. So there's a lot of opportunity for Dillon to cash in on this for us. So I'm going to definitely lock that in as the second pick of the free play. And then the third and final pick is going to be Stephon Castle. That's the later game tonight, Portland versus San Antonio. I'm going to fade him on blocks and steals. So Stephon Castle, I believe this is his 2nd year. He's one of the best players on the ball club, except for the alien, with the exception to the alien Wembanyama, but this is a tricky number. It's right at his average, but the data supports less here. He's averaging 1.4 combined blocks and steals only for the season, already just under 1.5. And blocks and steals are just, the most volatile defensive stats in basketball. They're not created consistently. They're opportunistic. So you need everything to line up perfectly in a single game to clear 1.5. And then if we look at the numbers really quick, over the past 5 games, with some of the games were they didn't have a lot on the line, but you would have cashed 80% of your tickets if you took the under on steals and blocks. And then over the past 10 games, you would have cashed 80% of your tickets, and also the past 20 games. The head-to-head matchup, look at this, it's at 100%. So against Portland, he's not getting blocks and steals like that. He's just averaging only 1 steal essentially against Portland. So he's playing against playoff Drew Holiday, you know. And Drew, I mean, he's a smart player on both sides of the ball. He's a great combo guard. So he's going to be locked in. I just don't see Stephon Castle being able to clear that number. So that's going to wrap up the free plays. Those are my official plays, guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you like versus what you didn't like, what you're going to tell and what you're going to fade. And don't forget to subscribe, man, to my winnable. So you know, there's a lot of gems that I drop in there, and also on Twitter at +UnitPicks. That's my Twitter handle. So a lot of material and content that you guys are missing out on. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.